The Sims 2 can be a bit creepy at times. Not as creepy as The Sims 1, but it's still pretty good. Hi guys, I'm Marticore, and today I won't tell you how to make a zombie or whatever. I want to focus on some bugs and features in The Sims 2 that are quite spooky, but likely either forgotten or not known enough. Those bugs might have kept you up at night once or twice, and the features can be used to create some Halloween-themed Sims and stories. Happy Spooktober! And I need to note at the very beginning that, as pretty much always, it is about the clean game, nothing that you can only do with mods. I'll be mentioning cheats though, but those are in the game. It's pretty obvious that with mods you can do all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Let's start with bugs. The first one is rather obvious, I guess, but also pretty rare. It's just that sometimes your Sims might clone. I'm not talking about the firstborn syndrome again, no. I mean, there's also this glitch where just a few too many gardeners are spawned. But I'm now talking about the situation when your own Sim suddenly has a counterpart for no apparent reason. Both of them can even talk and have a relationship, and that does spook me out, I'm not gonna lie. I think that happens because sometimes there's this glitch that your Sim has a relationship with their own self. They roll a want of befriending themselves, they have a memory of meeting themselves. This can easily be fixed with HUD checker. It's not really that big of a deal as some people want to make of it, but I guess the clone is just a materialized version of that other self that your Sim claims to have met. I checked, the clone doesn't have any character file, so don't worry, it's kind of like an object. You can just sell the counterpart using the move objects cheat and nothing bad should come out of it. Even the relationship between your Sim and the clone will disappear after you do that. This cloning thing is most likely to happen to townies in apartment buildings. Those are pretty buggy. Have you seen all the Sims with random objects on them? Like on their head or in their hand? They look like they're in a cult or something. Number 2 is a very strange open for business glitch. When you start a business, you'll probably hire employees. And when you hire employees, it's nice to have a custom work uniform for them, right? Well, yeah, but this will wipe the Sim's face. I mean, not that they don't have a face, it's like their face data vanishes when they wear the uniform because they have no eyebrows, no makeup if they had any, their face is set to the base second template, and their eyes turn brown, which means that they're empty. The color data isn't there. It's especially visible if you have replacements of the original eyes, because when the Sim has, let's say, no eyes, they appear as the basic brown, like the brown from the game. And it's also worth mentioning that the empty eyes don't have any movement. In the pie menu, when you have the Sim's head, whenever you move left or right, normally you see the eye movement towards your cursor. But with the empty eyes, the Sim will just look somewhere into some kind of void. It's really hard to say, but it looks kind of strange. I once had a next level glitch like that when Danielle Lillard, a known townie, would get random face templates of other Sims that lived in the town. So once she even had an alien face when she was wearing the uniform. I never set business outfits after that. I nearly pooped my pants when I saw that. But it could have been some kind of mod conflict, I guess, because when I tried to recreate the same glitch now, it just wouldn't happen. It would only be the second face template thing. So let me know if that happened to you. Luckily, there is a fix for the business outfit glitch, and I will link it in the description, of course. Number 3 is a bit more morbid. More morbid, that sounds nice. If it so happens that you have graves of children on your lot, some very creepy stuff will happen. Child ghosts are glitched out big time. They lack most of the animations, so they will just idle with their creepy faces and disappear, then appear again in a different place and so on. But this is not the worst thing. With child ghosts on the lot, some certain NPCs will come just like that. And by NPCs, I mean the more hidden ones, such as Bigfoot, Witch Doctor, or this strange floating child. I don't even know who that is supposed to be. So if you've had that happen, now you know why, you sick bastard. It's never safe for your town to have those NPCs appear on residential lots, so if you really need to do this to children in your game, I recommend moving their graves to a community lot. Best would be a community lot that no one visits. Why does this happen? All deceased Sims are moved to the default bin in the neighborhood data. Hidden NPCs also belong in that bin. Since children need to be supervised and as ghosts they only come out at night, the game automatically sends an adult to pick them up from the lot. And the only adults available in their so-called household are those hidden NPCs. But of course they can't really pick up the children, so they will just hang around. Sleep on your porch or something. It's similar to when you call a child after 6 p.m. This is not spooky, but just a fun fact that the game treats it as if the sim is on your lot, so the kid's parent will come to your house to pick up the child that isn't there. And the last glitch is at the end of the list for a reason. It's a nice transition to the other section of this video, because it's hard to say if it's a bug or a feature. So you probably know that corruption is a thing. So I won't bore you with all the stuff that you should avoid doing, it's easy to Google, but there are quite spooky things happening in the base game neighborhoods from the very start. Especially Strange Town is corrupted as it is. If you'd like to play in this town, I definitely recommend downloading the clean version. I heard that this neighborhood is more a draft than a final product, that it was actually unfinished, and you can really see that if you dig deeply enough. So on the Sims wiki, you can read all about how you shouldn't try to resurrect some Sims. I wanted to see it for myself and I kinda confirm. I mean, I was kind of disappointed, I really thought there would be more happening, but still, there are some things that are just kind of disturbing. Normally the game won't let you bring deceased people back in this town, but there are two tricks that don't require mods. First is typing testing cheats and using the make me know everyone interaction on the mailbox. This will make your sim know a lot of the dead sims and give the ability to resurrect them once there is a resurrect onometron on the lot, which you can also cheat your way to having. Another way is to move graves to a community lot, as this also makes the sim know those sims whose graves were in their garden. So once you can resurrect people such as Ichabod's Spectre, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Ophelia's parents, or some of the service sims that were buried at Olive's house, you'll see what it's all about. Those sims have a lot of broken or missing data, so common issues are reset face that will change once you edit the sim's appearance in the mirror, but you can see them with a different skin tone there, and the skin tone only appears on the face. For example, I think that was Ophelia's mother that had a green skin on the face only, technically being in the adult life stage, but really looking like either teenagers or elders with some traits of the adult stage. Like, there's a sim that looks like a teen but walks like an adult and can move out and stuff like that, which is really weird. And the most spooky thing, for some elders it shows that they've lived for a negative number of days. Dude, how did you do that? Time traveling much? And I also saw some very creepy looking faces on forums, but that never happened in my game. Is that a thing with the Ultimate Collection, having all those updates to all the expansion packs and stuff packs? I'm not sure, maybe it was fixed or something, but I really wish I could have seen it with my own eyes. But in this topic I would like to also mention one sim from Veronaville, and that is Olivia Monty. She is said to have died when she was pregnant, because that's actually possible in The Sims 2. And that might be a bit scary as well, especially if you're used to the invincible pregnant Sims in later games. But Olivia is a special case of a Sim that appears pregnant when you resurrect her, but she really isn't. She will never give birth, but she has the belly, she has the clothes, and she walks like a pregnant sim, so she will pretty much be pregnant forever. But normally when you resurrect a pregnant sim, they will actually continue the pregnancy and give birth to the baby. So that is kinda creepy. So now features. This will be a shorter section of this video, but I hope I can tell you some things that you didn't know. I recently made a video on how you can right-click on a face template, either full or a certain face part, to make it blend into the current one. This also resets sliders, so thanks to that you can make all kinds of crazy sims. For example, you can make a face that kind of looks like a skull, and along with the debug mode, you can really go crazy with some odd characters. I made a spooky, scary skeleton. Speaking of skeletons, another thing to make the game a bit creepy is a cheat: stretch skeleton. It's been there since the base game, so probably a lot of people know about this cheat, but maybe you forgot about it, I don't know. This will change the height of your active sim. Just open the cheat box and type stretch skeleton and a number. 1 is the default height, so 0.5 will shrink them into half, and 2.0 will be twice the natural height. But you can of course use any number in between to make your sim a little bit taller or a little bit shorter. It's actually pretty useful for realism. I stretched my skeleton sim up to 3.5 and I love the result. A stretched sim will go up to the next floor, so with this feature you can have the effect of a lonely head just floating around. If you make the sims smaller, maybe it's not as Slenderman-ish creepy, but it can also be fun. You know how you can give your sim a plastic surgery with the career reward in show business? The surgery machine comes with a chance of malfunction. If the surgery fails, your sim will get a random face. Distorted to a level that is supposed to be very funny, I guess, but if you don't know about this feature, if you don't know that this can happen and it takes you by surprise, it can be a bit scary. Fortunately, this doesn't change the sim's genetics and can be fixed easily whenever you get a successful surgery again. Now, I'm not a big fan of supernatural stuff. You probably know that about me already. Especially, I'm not a fan of vampires or zombies. But I'll tell you this. In The Sims 2, you can actually make very decent creature hybrids. Of course, not in CAS. It would require a lot of gameplay to achieve that, if you're not accepting any mods or cheats or anything like that, but it is a possibility. Every hybrid has its own unique looks and character. My favorite is Plant Sim Vampire. They have to avoid the sun because it kills them, but they also need it to live. What a complete tragedy. Of course they can stay inside and use the garden lamps, but it's still pretty challenging to have a sim like that. And look at this beautiful mint skin tone. I love it. Okay, so that's it. I really hope this wasn't boring. I really hope I pointed out some things that you didn't know about or didn't remember about. Yeah, so I know that times are really crazy right now, so if you're celebrating Halloween, I'm just wishing you to have a very nice one. Hey, you can easily have a very nice Halloween being inside. Just watch some spooky movies or whatever. And if you're not celebrating Halloween at the end of October, just have a nice day. And as always, thank you very much for watching, subscribe, like the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!